So, as you can see, still got my fire going. Slowly but surely, just adding some bigger pieces to it. And as I'm going through, finding pieces that I want a little bit smaller. So for that, I'm busting out the Fieldcraft by the Brothers of Bushcraft, made by Tops. I'm just batoning some wood here. This knife with this large back to it is excellent for batoning. Like I said, all I'm wanting is just to get these pieces a little bit smaller to keep adding to my fire without suffocating it again. As you can see there on that piece, that's kind of cool. So it's been cold, there's a lot of frost in the ground, so I'm having to deal with a little bit of that, but I've never seen that before. There's 3 ants frozen in the frost right there. That's pretty cool. That one might be a little thinner than what I wanted, but for the purpose of the video, it works. So move around to get out of the smoke. This is, guys, I can't stress enough how awesome this knife is. This knife just feels great in your hand. This is a knife I could easily see, after this, cleaning it up, doing some camp cooking with it even. Like, it's just an awesome knife. Yeah. This knife, another thing it's good for is feather sticking. Feather sticking is just taking a small branch, take the back of it, clear some frost off. And all I'm doing here is just, this piece of wood might be too dry. Basically, I'm just creating some tinder. I think this piece is actually too dry for feather sticking. But, I mean, I just took out a good chunk of that. And even those pieces I just took out, if I'm doing that over the spot where I want to start a fire, that's going to be, there it is. I was going too deep. So that's the idea behind feather sticking. If you don't go too deep, it actually holds up pretty well, right? I love this knife. Like, this thing just feels great in your hand. I'm super excited I got this in BattleBox. BattleBox had this MSRP for $150. So like the Pro Plus, if you bought the Pro Plus, you get this knife. If you go to Topps website and buy this knife, this is a $225, $250 knife. Now it comes with a Kydex sheath and everything, which the BattleBox version does not, but Amazon, you can find a leather sheath for it for about 30 bucks. Survival Smith, if you find him on Instagram, he's got some pictures of it. A guy from the BattleBox forums, he's making Kydex sheaths for, I think he told me about 45 bucks. The only complaint I have about this right here is supposed to be a ferro rod striker, and for the life of me, I have not gotten a single strike out of it. I wonder if it's just because it's got a little bit of Kydex right there, or not Kydex, Cerakote right there. So I might take the Dremel and just burr that edge off. But other than that, I have no complaints with this knife. Like, this thing just, this is just an all-around, like, outdoors knife that just fits so great in your hand. So yeah, as you can see, I'm still up here waiting on my old man to get back. I don't know if he ran into town at this point or not. I'm kind of feeling like he did. But I've got fire, so I'm staying warm, so I'm not too mad about it. Still got my collection of knives over there that I'm playing with, or blades rather. But at this point, it's purely just playing just to keep this going. I've got some bigger pieces I can tackle in a minute. The good thing about doing all this too is in a cold situation, you know, if you can keep from sweating too much, just the fact of getting out here and getting all this wood processed warms you up. So you're warming yourself out. Now, if you start sweating, you kind of get counterproductive if it's really cold and the wind's blowing, because then it pulls the heat from you like that. But like, I'm pretty warm. Like I'm almost considering, I've got an Under Armour on under this, but I'm considering just taking this hoodie off and just going with that. So yeah, that's what I've got so far, guys. This is probably going to be a multi-part video, so it might not make sense. I'll probably end up labeling it part 1, part 2, part 3, all that stuff. But guys, this is what it's all about. You know, if you've got this gear, getting out here, testing it, like actually building a fire, that's what this is all about. What good is the gear if you never use it, right? My fiance gets on me all the time for that, because I've had trouble getting out and actually going and doing stuff, but here I am, and I built a fire. So good news is I've proven that I can at least start the survival process. You know, now it's just a matter of getting bigger pieces, and for that, ideally, you'd want an axe, and somewhere around here, we've got a Go Devil. It might still be in the truck, but, you know, some of the bigger pieces, that's what I'd want to do for that. I certainly wouldn't want to use that survival hatchet or this for a bigger piece, but, you know, I can sit here with these small pieces all day. I could work all day, get small pieces just to keep a fire going for survival, right? All right, guys. That's all I've got for now. Actually, that's not all I got. Go ahead and do a quick talk about it. So I also brought out with me the Elk Ridge little hatchet. I've honestly used this thing more for like processing, when I was getting the fire going again, processing bark off the tree to kind of help use as tinder to get it going. The biggest problem I dealt with is where the ground's wet. A lot of the wood's been wet, so I've been trying to fight that. But this thing, it hadn't been great for chopping into stuff, but it's been great for processing small pieces like that. Getting bark off to kind of help use that as tinder. Good little knife to have in your pack just for something like that. This would probably work just as well. So I'll probably be looking to put this on up for trade or up for sale one. I've used it one time, and it feels like that handle has just come loose on me. So, I don't know. The SOG Survival Hawk has been awesome. I've used that for chopping. I just pulled down a bit of a branch. So that was awesome for that. Hey, my old man's back. That was awesome for that. This thing just, it feels good in the hand. I'm probably going to do something different with this. This can get a little slick, but it's not too bad. The Saberback Bowie, like this thing, I can't talk enough about this. This thing's just been slicing through trees. This is good for smaller pieces, probably some older pieces, newer pieces. It gets gummed up a little bit. And then the Tops Brothers Bushcraft, I mean, I've talked about that one enough. So that's it for now, guys. Stay safe.